Alright guys, today we're gonna we got our suede in for the headliner, all the pillar pieces that are over there, and then for the doors. You see what I did with the doors. Factory put the seam right there because that's where the door pull goes, but I don't like it. I want it to look a little more factory inspired, so it's more fluid. So we're going to take the green stripe right there. That's where we're going to have a seam. The bottom half is going to be black suede, and then the top half will be leather again. And then the seam will go front to back, and it'll match up when you put the doors in. And we're not covering the top of these doors. We're just covering the top of the front doors because they take the abuse and they started to shrink. But we're all good on the back side of these. It's all good. It's all good back there, so we're good. And I'm going to recover the armrests in the front because they take a beating. As you see, these armrests, they haven't came out right there yet, so we're good. But yeah, so I'm covering the top door panel now. I have both the patterns made. I made patterns for it. Right there, there's a pattern. We did a butterfly seam right here, and then I just did a roll seam, and I'll show you what this is going to look like. And then what you do is on these, what I like to do, just do a 1/2 inch roll, and then you come back with your hammer and set your leather. You should do that on this as well. Fold it together and then hammer it down so it does that number right there, and it sets it really good. So when I get over there and show you on this one, you can see how beautiful it sets in there. And then here's, oh shit, there's our seam right there. It's nice and fluid. You won't really see it because it's right here's where the dash goes. So it'll keep it nice and tight as well. And then it follows the contour of the door, so it just looks like another seam in it. So, but that's what we're doing. So I got the glue down. Sand and prime your base. You sand it first, really good with like some 80, especially in your little cubbies. Then you spray glue on it, the whole thing, and let it set. Kind of like what I did for the headliner, if y'all remember. Cleaned it really good, and then I primed it with glue. I'm gonna come back and re-glue it again, but when you let it set, that glue, it becomes a part of this. So this glue ain't coming off of here, it's part of this board. But when I put new glue on it, it'll glue to that, so it makes it even stronger bond. So when somebody gets done doing my headliners, they're gonna cuss once they start to fall, because every headliners always fall. So we still have to set this leather, but I did it over there. We glued this piece down. I'm gonna tape this and give myself just a little, like 1/8 of an inch, or yeah, probably 1/4 of an inch right there gap, because I want the glue to go all the way. Because when you set this with your hammer, you come back and you flatten it all out, pop, 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 especially right there where the seam is, to flatten it out, get as flat as possible. Then you come back with this side and you hammer it about 1/4 inch right there, because yeah, you can see it. You see how it's bubbled up right there? So we have a natural cushion right there, a natural welt. So when I come back and put glue to here, when it glues down, it'll pull it, and it keeps this flush against the door panel. It's the little things that, see how it's just, see how it's right on there, because it's got glue all the way to there, and then we have that little bubble in material right there. So it looks like it's gonna work pretty good. So I'm gonna set the phone down over here and find some place to set it. Let me get a thing. So I'm gonna set it right here. Let's see where we're working. Right there. Alright, we'll set it right there. Right here by the radio. Nice and loud. So I don't know if y'all can hear me, but let's put some juice up. Alright, we're juicing. And we're still, yep, alright. So, now, I already cut the piece because I planned on doing it in one piece. But I think I was going to stretch the limits of this leather because this isn't the best leather. This is logo leather. They got good leather, but it's not the best. So this is not my typical leather that I use. If it was from where I get it, the Leather Hide store, love you guys, their leather is absolutely, it's perfect. It stretches for days. So we're going to take this and we're going to put a nice little stretch on it. Right in here in this little section right here, this is where the insert is going to hold down this little piece right here. So you really want to make sure you get this tight and glued really good, because this piece is going to be very, very critical for it to last. Oh yeah, that's gonna look beautiful. I'll show you guys here in a minute.